Right, if you're watching this video, you've probably got lots of questions about this Dell laptop. You want to figure out if it's the right machine for you. So we're going to start just opening the box, seeing what we get, and just getting a general first impression. So let's go for it, okay? So it comes on this lovely box. All right, here is the machine itself. Comes in a sort of cloth protective case, which is nice. Okay, we've got some documentation in here. It's got QR codes, so if you want to go and get any sort of guides on Get Started, just scan the codes and it'll take you to Dell's website, and that's pretty easy to follow. And then of course, we've got the adapter in here. Now, I have opened it and used it. It comes all nicely packaged, but it's in two parts, as is typical. It's got what I call the sort of kettle lead section, and that plugs into the adapter here. What is good, it's a decent length, okay? I've come across laptops before where the length is just terrible, and sometimes you can't even get it behind your desk down to the plug. So that's not going to be a problem. It is a decent length adapter, so that is really good news. And it's a nice sort of, the cable isn't thick, and neither is it too thin and likely to sort of get pinched and snagged in things. So that's all good. Okay, so here it is. Okay, you can kind of get an idea of the size of it compared to my hand. All right, so it's a 16 by 10 aspect ratio laptop. Obviously, a lot of recent laptops have been 16 by 9, so it's got a little bit more vertical, takes a bit more in vertically. But to be honest, looking at it, just without actually turning it on, it doesn't really seem that much different in size from a fairly typical laptop. Obviously, it's a 16-inch spec. It's a nice color, nice finish, as you'd expect from Dell. It feels premium. It doesn't feel cheap and nasty. It's got a bit of a weight to it, okay, but it's nonetheless still going to be nice and portable. If we open the laptop itself, okay, lovely smooth hinge mechanism there. We'll get rid of this screen protector. Okay, and again, we've got a really nice keyboard that just feels nice to the touch at a first glance. We've also got the numbers and all that sort of stuff, and a decent size mouse pad, which is good news as well. We'll look at the charging ports next, but so far, so good. So let's take a look at the laptop and see what it looks like a bit closer up, and see what ports and connection options we have. Okay, so on this side, okay, we've just got a USB-A port. So that's obviously going to work with a lot of sort of more old school connections, and we've got a headphone jack there. So that's nice and simple. On the other side, we've got an HDMI port, so if you're connecting to an external screen or television, that's going to work absolutely fine. We've got two USB-C ports, okay. Now the first one is actually the charging port, so that's going to work with the provided adapter, and in many ways that's better than the older style barrel pin. If the adapter ever fails, it can be awkward getting exactly the right size. A USB-C is obviously completely standard. If you're using it on battery, that does free up this port, so you can just use that as an additional, you can plug something in. It does transfer data, so it's not just charging only. And then the extra port here is actually a Thunderbolt port, so if you've got a Thunderbolt device, maybe an SSD drive or something like that, as long as you're using a Thunderbolt compatible cable, you can take advantage of those really high transfer speeds. That's really, really handy. Do note, however, it doesn't have an SD card port. So if you're going to be sort of transferring anything from an SD card, photos, videos, or indeed anything else, you're just going to have to get a little adapter, USB to micro SD, or just SD adapter. Very easy to find. Go and chuck one in your car if you think you're going to need one of them. All right, and then the other thing, do note it doesn't have an Ethernet an Ethernet connection. So if that's something you need, if you need to hardwire this into the internet for maximum sort of internet speeds, that could be a problem. But for most people, just using it on Wi-Fi is going to be absolutely fine. So now we're going to talk through the setup of this Dell laptop and just show you how simple it is. So I've just turned it on for the first time, and here we go. We have to select our language. Okay, select your region. Select your keyboard layout. Okay, and then it's going to prompt you to connect to your Wi-Fi. So make sure you've got your password handy. All right, so we are all connected to Wi-Fi. Painless so far. So now it's going to check for updates. The time this is going to take may vary. Okay, so the updates have installed. It did do a little bit of a restart. We're about 4 minutes in so far, and I haven't actually had to do a lot. But let's continue. So we have to accept the terms. Name your device, anything you like. I'm going to skip for now. And now we're going to be checking for more updates. So have a sip of coffee and just sit back. Okay, so I did opt to do all the updates there and then. It did take quite a long time, maybe even as much as 40 minutes. So basically go away, do something else, have lunch, whatever it is you've got to do, and come back when it's done. So the next step is going to be to sign into your Microsoft account. You can sign in by getting a verification code to an alternative email address or just your password, and then you can use your face to sign in, or you basically add biometrics. So I'm going to skip that for now. Create a PIN. Next, choose your location preferences. Right, your choice whether you want to send diagnostic data to Microsoft. I'm going with required only. Okay, and I'm going to set up a new PC. All right, so enter your details. It's going to ask you what you want to use the device for. For now, I'm just going to skip. And again, I'm going to skip this connecting my phone. Okay, this is only important if you use Microsoft Edge, if you want to import historical data. I don't. And I already have a license for Microsoft Personal, so I'm going to decline that. I don't need to set up an email. Also, if you go through any of these stages and select yes, there's going to be a little bit of extra setup time required. I absolutely do not want any games, but if you do, get involved with that. Okay, and finally we are good to go. So that's your basic setup now all done. So that doesn't include setting up any apps or anything like that, but that is the necessary sort of steps just to get to your desktop and get your machine up and running. So it was pretty painless. The updates did take quite a long time. So as I say, if you're going to get all the updates done, and I do recommend that you do, just factor that in and go and do something else while it's doing its thing. So we're going to get on with using this thing, and I'm going to let you know my thoughts. So we've got the laptop set up. Let's check it out. Let's see how it performs. Let's answer as many of your questions as we can. Okay, so yeah, the first thing to talk about is this slightly higher vertical aspect ratio, this 16 by 10. So the reason you might find it useful is it just gives more vertical space on the screen. More information can be displayed with less clicking, so it helps you to read more information. And if you're working on a document or a spreadsheet, you know, it just allows you to focus on what you're doing. So that is kind of useful. I kind of like that already. Okay, and for example, if we check out a spreadsheet here, you can sort of see again we've got a nice working space, so that's all good. The display looks really good. I've got multiple YouTube videos here. These are all videos that I've made, so they look good. The colors look nice. So that's excellent work, and they're all running simultaneously, so that's a sort of good test of the speed of the thing. Once you turn it on, it's ready to go really, really quickly. The speed is awesome, so that's also really, really good news. The keyboard itself is very, very easy to use. It's nice and spaced out, so it's not too small. If you kind of got sausage fingers like me, that's not gonna cause you any problems. Obviously, it's got the number pad, fairly standard layout. The mouse pad I really like. It's a little bit larger, because also we've got a little bit more room here with the screen aspect ratio translates into a little bit more room here. I do find on slightly smaller laptops, I'm obviously using the mouse whilst not looking at it, and I'm constantly clicking on the right side and right clicking things when I'm meant to be left clicking. That hasn't been happening so far. That's really, really good, because that's may seem like a minor point, but that's kind of the bane of my life. Again, we're just flicking through these YouTube videos. All looks lovely. We've got the backlit keys. It's not a feature I'm going to see a lot of value in myself, but if you're using it at night or anything, or just in a darkened space, they do look cool, and it obviously is quite useful just to help you see the keyboard. That's absolutely fine. The whole thing does feel nice and premium, doesn't feel cheap. Everything works well. As I say, the mouse pad is accurate, the keyboard works really well. To summarize, so far I'm really impressed, very happy with it, totally happy to recommend it. Go and grab it.